How you guys doing? Josh here with Ohio Fish Rescue. Beautiful Saturday morning. I'm out here turning on lights, checking on fish, checking on everyone in quarantine. So let's see what we ran into today. So sorry I didn't remember the video until now, but I come out here and this 550 was super gray. So we brought in an influx of fish that were in quarantine that did not look all too well. So I've been treating this tank for the last 2 days, and I treated it again last night. And last night, I'm guessing it did its job because there was a very, very bad bacterial bloom, and all the sickness that I've seen on the fish, they are starting to fall off. Most of these fish came in with cloudy eye, some fungus, and they got ick and transport. But this is the biggest thing. This is why we quarantine everyone. So the fish are looking way, way better, but I decided to do a water change on them this morning. As you know, the water's gray. You know that's bad bacterial bloom in there, so you want to get all that nasty crud out. I can waste more meds and keep the fish happy. But we are filling this tank back up right now. It still doesn't look to be its best. Well, that's because it's doing its work, killing off all these bad diseases and whatnot. But this right here is why we quarantine. If you would have put these fish straight into, you know, your aquarium or say on our system, they would have gotten sick over there, and then they would have spread to all your healthy fish and possibly led to death. So we got this little iridescent shark. He's looking way better. We got that gibbosep flecko back there. Let's go see over here. Of course, we've always got our pacu. This little guy right here was a pictus cat that came in super duper beat up. He's one of the ones I'm seeing some improvement with. And this black carp slash koi right here. So these guys were all saved from a 55-gallon tank, and they didn't know what to think when I put them in this 550. But there were a few other fish that were dropped off recently, so they all came in around the same time. So we went ahead and put them all through quarantine in this 550-gallon tank. So while that fills up, and come over here and show you guys, we went ahead and cleared out some of these tanks as well. So these guys are going to be coming out of quarantine probably today. I've got some extra time on my hands, so I've got this flagtail. I feel that he's safe to go. This gold nugget pleco right back there, and there is a Nagaru flametail, which he's in here somewhere. Don't have the lights on, so I'm sorry. And then these goldfish are good to be moved back into their tank. We cured everything with them, and everything is looking better. So while this tank fills up right now, I'm gonna go ahead and get all these lights on, and I'll join you guys in a second. There we go, much better. So you guys always ask about the pacu. So yes, Charlie is in this tank. There goes Big Betty back there. I think that's Paco, and Charlie is right. I don't know. They all look the same. They are all getting to be pretty close to the same size. I know Betty is our biggest. I can always tell by her lip. But these two here are kind of the same size. The only way I can tell the difference is the actual patterns on their side. But we've got Poe, and we've got Charlie, and Paco. And there's a few more in here, but the pacus are doing amazing. Just wanted to check in and let you guys see them. They are loving life in their pacu tank. So they have a few catfish friends in there as well. I'm actually going to be adding some other guys in there. I've been thinking about upping the water flow through here, because if you can see, so right here on the floor, this is a 3/4 inch hose, and right behind here you guys can see this is my overflow coming out of the tank. That's a 1-inch pipe, and then we convert it down so we can get it onto this 3/4 inch hose barb. So I'm going to cut it at that 1 inch and go ahead and pipe it in back to the monster pond, and then I can probably double the amount of pass-through going through this tank, so the filtration doesn't have to work harder and this water stays a bit clear, even though right now it looks pretty darn good. For most people, they'd be like, all right, my tank looks amazing. But us, we hold ourselves to a higher standard, and everyone comes in and just wowed at the amount of just buffered, clear, pristine water. So we want to try and execute that same mentality for every tank that we have. So that is why we are wanting to do filtration 3.0 come spring and summer, which we can't do that until it warms up and we are able to take our filtration offline. So you guys have heard us talk about it. You know the plans. We're going to triple our filtration, mostly the mechanical, but we will, however, double our bio load once again. So this will be a good learning experience for everyone involved, not only for ourselves, but for our members. So this tank is filling. I've got it actually filling by 2 hoses, one coming out of the Bellagio tank and one coming over from this 265. All of it is pristinely nice water from our system, so the nitrates are around 20 parts per million, and it is never above. But there is that Pictus cat. You can see the cloudy eye on him is going away, and he's got some activity going on for him. So I'm gonna finish filling this up just a wee bit more. So while that does, let's go ahead and look at some more tanks. Here is lovely Lavaca. So you guys are always asking about all these fish, and you know, they're sometimes hidden, but you know, like here, up here is a black arowana. You guys hardly ever see him on camera. It doesn't mean we don't have them. Here is a red-tailed giant gourami. We don't really hit upon them too much. Let's go ahead and step out here in the pond room. I have not gotten lights on out here, but you know what? There is the bass tank with all the plecos and the pikes in it. The frontosa tank. We don't really highlight them all too often. So there's just a lot of fish that are still hidden around here that you guys ask about. And someone was asking about the platinum gars. There goes one, and there goes 2. Now you guys can see them Peroon sharks in this pond. We don't talk about them all too often, but they are getting massive. That guy there is over 30 inches long, but he is packing on some weight. My Lord. So those are one fish we are going to be worried about soon. But I'm going back in the fish room because it's a bit cold out there. I've got this melanistic alligator gar. I know I keep showing them to you guys. Which panel can I see him best out of? There you go. There we go. So he is packing on some weight. And I've got some volunteers coming over today, so we're going to put them on glass cleaning duty. As you can see, this biofilm is starting to grow. But this guy here, he was so skinny, he didn't eat for months on end. But the first time I got him to eat, then he just started going hog wild. This is a common occurrence in alligator gar. I've had him go on strike for as long as 4 months. But you know what? This guy I target fed, I did tongs, and I kind of, you know, got him mad a little bit at the food. You take a little piece of stick with food on the end, and you keep like touching the side of their mouth. It'll make them angry a little bit, but it'll entice them to eat, and they'll actually bite after it, figure out that the food actually tastes good, and then once they get that taste for the food, they just go crazy over it. And as you can see, he is now a chubby little guy. So he does have the defects on his eyes, so he actually can't see that well. But now that he knows the food's there, he's now trained. Every time I come up to the tank, I drop food by his nose. He'll instantly know to drop to the bottom of the tank, and he'll see food on the bottom, and he'll just glide his nose across the bottom until he touches food, and then he'll snap on it and eat it. And that is how we can train a blind gar to eat. So I think that is pretty awesome. We got a little update on Hubert shell over here. It's still closing in. Every day I see it get better and better and better. I am going to have to take this Doveye out of here because he's being a little jerk. So I'm going to put the Doveye back in the 3000 over there where he didn't cause no problems in here. I think he's trying to be tank boss. But there goes that Hemibagris wiki, the black devil catfish. You guys were asking about him. But he is in here with the jowl, of course. And how about Tesla the electric eel? He is out and about and cruising along. He's loving life in this tank. He will be getting another upgrade as he grows, but this is definitely one of my favorite guys to watch feed, even though it's just, you know, tilapia fillets. Just to see the size of fillet that this eel will take down, and then seeing that little belly on him, you can see he's still got some food digesting from the last time I fed him. Alright, so that tank is still filling. We've got a few more inches to go. So we are not done here. Let's go ahead and keep on talking. Back here, the bass is doing well. I still have not gotten him to eat. He will strike food, but he has not taken the food yet. When I had talked to Russ, he said he's only eaten pellets. Now I have tried pellets and he has not eaten the pellets, but he is striking at cut fish. So hopefully soon this guy will be tearing up food and he can be out in the monster pond. You can see those two girls over there are pretty tore up, and the male's now leaving them alone. So I do believe these two to be pregnant. So I'm going to go ahead and watch them for the time being, and we will see what comes of them. You can see all them bite marks on her disc. That one back there is a little bit worse. But I do keep eye on the females to make sure the males aren't going after them too hard. There are still 2 more males that he can breed with. Now back here, you see this little platinum red tail. He is packing on some size. Look at this guy. He's got a little golf ball in his belly. I feed him every day. So he's one that I'm power feeding. So I want him to grow. His next tank upgrade will be straight over into this 1,000 gallon. And then from the 1,000 gallon into the 2,200. So here we go. Now back over here, I do have one of them Mormon dolphins in here. These guys I still have not seen eat, but this one I at least see sifting through the gravel looking for food. So it's just a matter of time. And then we've got this little albino Oscar in here. Now this tank here, I think, is going to be the home to the other dolphin. This is all angelfish and discus, but we feed this tank bloodworms and, you know, small little dried bugs. So the other dolphin is still sitting over here in this 80 gallon where he is all healed up from fighting. He's looking good. He hides behind that rock. Very good at hiding. But this guy here, he's in here with this serratus pleco. This one actually got in a fight with the other serratus out in the bass tank. We seen this, so we went ahead and pulled him, and we've been having him heal up in this tank. He looks a million times better, but let me get a close-up here. You can see that is not ick all over him. That is actually where his bones meet the skin. So the skin was actually rubbed off the tips of the bone from fighting with the other pleco. So you can see it's healing up pretty much all over his body, even on there. But this guy still has some time for recovery, and then we will be good to go. See in here, wait a minute. You guys were asking about the flower horns. There they are. Cute little guy. And over here is the albino clawed frog. Cute little guy. So I'm just giving you guys an update this morning while I'm waiting on this tank to fill. You guys always remember, quarantine, quarantine, quarantine. There's that Nagaru flametail. He's just starting to color back up. So these guys are good to go soon. Now over here, anybody to check on in here? Oh, the African arrow. You guys seen him a lot, haven't seen him in a while. But there are some clown loaches in here as well. You're probably not going to see them because all they do is hide. But this tank is getting close to being filled now, so I'm going to go ahead and get these pumps back on so this tank water can be filtering. And then I'm going to re-medicate this water, and hopefully the sickness should be gone by morning, or at least improved even more. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, always quarantine your fish. It is for their health and the benefit of the rest of your fish. So always remember, quarantine, quarantine, quarantine. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more crazy adventures with the Ohio Fish Rescue, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, stay fishy, my friends.